I remember just watching the BAFTAs growing up, since I was a kid. I never stayed up for the Oscars because I was, too young. But I watched this every year.
You're still
every year since I was about 10. So yeah, very exciting to be.
She doesn't do that here. She thought she should go at the Grammys, where she stands a good chance of winning, and perform her song.
And are they under strict instructions to keep their thank yous brief?
We don't have any playoff music, which photography and all those different actors who've been on board and all the producers getting there tonight, and that has taken her 20 years.
Rami Malek has just arrived, and just behind us, I saw earlier, there's a woman who's come all the way from Germany for her birthday. She's treated herself because she's been waiting 1,500 days or so, her poster says, to see Rami Malek. I don't know why she's been waiting that period of time, but she'll be very delighted to see him when he finally makes his way along here. But yes, in terms of the favourite, it shows what happens if you believe in your idea.
Yeah, absolutely, and persist with it, and go through many different producers and many different funding bodies.
And not be put off.
And also accept change, because it's not the same script that she wrote. She wrote hundreds of drafts, and then it took this Greek director, Yorgos Lanthimos, to have
the Oscar nominations came out, and he thought that maybe being Australian, he didn't have quite the same sort of reverence that a British scriptwriter might have had towards a member of the royalty.
Absolutely, and to British history, and to the detail. And the Greek director, Yorgos Lanthimos, the same. I think they exploded it a bit and threw things up and sort of said, let's not be too bogged down in who the Duke of Marlborough was and that they have then in Palace. Let's kind of play with it and put the politics to one side and really concentrate on these women and the kind of the movements between them. And I think that's to the film's benefit, and that's why it's so refreshing, because it's a period film, but not quite like what we've seen before. It's got a modern edge to it, a modern look to it, modern costumes.
Tragedy, an absurd, ridiculous, comedic, slapstick. So it's many, many different tones. I think it was the masterful hand of Yorgos Lanthimos, the director, I would say.
Jason.
It's like the mums and dads race at a school sports day. We're going to see Rami Malek versus Kate Blanchett and Olivia Colman. I don't know who's going to win. And my money's on Rami Malek, who looks very sporty and slick in his white tuxedo.
There we can see Bradley Cooper. He's very sort of traditionally dressed.
Yeah.
Sticking with the dress code of the night.
Bradley's style is always quite interesting to me. I think he always looks really good on the red carpet, but he does always have a very traditional aspect to it. He's not a casual man. He does always very smart when he's in the Royal Box at Wimbledon, always in his blue suit. And he always respects the tradition, and he is very, very fond of his British audience. British audiences have supported him throughout his career and have been a very big, he's been very successful here in the UK. So he always comes here, always works with UK stars. He's great friends with Michael Fassbender, Gerard Butler. He spends a lot of time here in the UK.
And he's welcome. He's very welcome. A lot of fans here for him tonight. We were talking a moment ago about the man who's done virtually everything for Roma, Alfonso Cuarón, when he was speaking to Lizo. How much of a turn-up would it be if Roma, a foreign language film in Spanish and Mexican dialect, if that took Best Film?
Well, for me, not a turn-up, because I think it's a masterpiece. But I think if you'd said sort of 6 months ago to me there was a black and white film that's going to be on Netflix, it's in Mexican and it's going to win Best Film or at the Oscars. So that's why I think it's a brilliant film.
Haven't they?
It's a stampede of stars. I don't think I've ever seen it quite like this.
And here's Rachel Weisz behind us.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz there. McQueen. Kate Middleton was wearing McQueen. So we were talking about that. I just heard that she was wearing McQueen, and we were talking about that.
Yes, absolutely. She looked actually quite beautiful.